Hey guys, and welcome back. As you guys saw, I was at the Francis Gabreski Air National Guard base out here in West Hampton Beach, where I got my military ID. For those of you who do not know, my husband enlisted into the Army and currently he is in boot camp. This video, we're going to be talking about how to get your military ID and how to enroll in Tricare. Yeah, Tricare. So let's start off with that. Tricare basically starts off as soon as your spouse or significant other ships off to boot camp. In our case in particular, my husband was reached out by one of the health consultants and he did start the process with her. However, he was unable to finish because he did not have our social security number. So he gave me her information and said, hey, such and such person is supposed to reach out. Make sure that she does. If she doesn't, give them a call back. I ended up calling anyways because I just wanted to get the ball rolling and be done with it. So I called the DEERS office, which stands for Defense Enrollment Eligibility Reporting System. And anything that has to do with military benefits, you have to go through DEERS. You have to keep your information in DEERS updated. And yeah, if you're not in there, you're in for a wild ride. So all of your benefits, such as military ID, Tricare, housing allowance, or even your food allowance, all through DEERS. Even when you're trying to move, sometimes the military will pay for that through DEERS. So anyway, I contacted the office and the rep could not find us whatsoever in the system. And I was just flabbergasted because how is it possible that my husband said he started the process and there is no paper trail whatsoever? She looked through his name, she looked via social security number, nothing. So she ended up transferring us to Mrs. Green, who oddly enough did find him through his social security number. Yeah. And things got a little more rocky after that because she did ask what doctors we saw, where we lived, all your basic demographic and health questions whatsoever. So she took care of that. But then she said that we may have to switch doctors. I, in my case, don't really mind. I can go to any doctor and feel comfortable. But when it comes to my daughter, not so much. I love her pediatrician and I love the practice. I just do not and did not want to switch. So I took it upon myself to verify that her practice did take the Tricare health insurance, which they did, and I actually did verify and confirm again when I went for her 6-month follow-up appointment and spoke with the billing department and even the pediatrician herself, and she said, yeah, I do believe that we do take it, and the receptionist and billing department both confirmed that yes, they do take it. So I took that information and gave that to Miss Green, and she looked it up again. She's like, no, they don't accept it. And I'm like, well, why would the office say that they do and, lie? Like, basically, why would they lie? So it was 3 days of back and forth between yes, she does, no, she doesn't. In the end, she ended up calling the pediatrician's office and did confirm that they do, in fact, do take Tricare. Yeah. So my entire week last week was just dealing back and forth with whether or not my pediatrician takes Tricare. So yeah. And now over the weekend, we got these little military post-its from Tricare. One stating, hey, we welcome you to the military and welcome to our health insurance. And then the other one states the following: attention Tricare beneficiary. The primary care manager, PCM, for you or for one of your family members has changed. I thought we were done with this, but apparently not. So now I'm gonna have to go and verify on their website and make sure that it's only for me that the doctors has changed and not for her, because like I said, I don't want to switch her to another pediatrician. So we will see about that. And in regards to Tricare, there's also like 2 plans, I believe. I think it's Tricare Prime and Tricare Select. The difference between them is that with Tricare Prime, you don't have a copay for primary care or specialist or even going to the ER. However, here's the doozy. You do have to have a referral when you want to go see a specialist, and you have to have prior authorization. So I'm guessing you might have to have a prior authorization for medications, surgeries, or anything of that nature. And that is going to be a hassle because I deal with this with my clients. I help Medicaid recipients with 2 chronic illnesses navigate the health system. And this is one of, the issues, because sometimes it takes a week to get a referral or more. Sometimes it takes 2 to 3 weeks, maybe even 4, to even get a prior authorization from the insurance company. So you're in that time frame without that medication. And if it's important, you're really out of luck. So I'm now going to be on the receiving end of this. As I was saying, it's going to be a lot different for me because I don't have to deal with that with my current insurance. I don't have to deal with getting a referral to see a specialist. I don't have to get a prior authorization for anything. So the fact that I'm gonna have to deal with that is going to be quite the experience. But yeah, now on to how to get your military ID. That is the most easiest process in the world. Like, I kid you not, it is very, very easy. And I'll probably put like around here like a little screenshot video of like the website where I went to make the appointment. But basically you search on your search engine DEERS or Rapids, and that will appear as like your first option. You click on there and then you make the appointment where it says make appointment. You click on that, and then it will give you like a bunch of filters such as zip code, state, and like your address. I went with the state because when I put down the zip code, it gave me random ass bases. It gave me, what was it, San Diego, Nebraska, Florida, Arizona, nowhere near New York. So yeah, I filtered through the state of New York, and they gave me a bunch of options, one of them being Fort Drum, Fort Hamilton, Kings Point in Nassau County, the Bronx. There was also Syracuse, I believe it's Sarasota or Saratoga Falls, and of course the West Hampton Beach, where I went. On the day of my appointment, I went there with my cousin and daughter, and the person that greeted us was Mr. Rickman. I'm going to call him that because I don't know his proper title, and just calling him by his last name seems a bit weird. So Mr. Rickman greeted us and asked why we were there, asked for ID, and we gave him all of that information, and he verified on his list that my name was on there. As soon as he did, he pointed out the building that we needed to go to. The base itself is not that big, so there was no way that we could have gotten lost. But he pointed out the building and where we could park. The parking lot was right in front of the building. And as soon as you enter, the dining hall is either to your left or straight ahead, and the office to get your military ID is upstairs. We headed up there and we waited maybe like 30 minutes or so, because there was like another person ahead of us. And as we were waiting, one of the military personnel came and like interacted with us, well, mainly with my daughter, and asked how old she was, what was her name, and then said to her, keep behaving, you're behaving so well. So I thought that was very cute and nice of him to come and interact with us. But then I was called in, and you're going to need 4 documents. Well, not 4, but 2 out of the 4 you're going to need to bring with you to your appointment. And the 4 pieces of documents that you need to bring are the following: your passport, your driver's license, birth certificate, or marriage license. If you bring 2 out of those 4, you will be set. I also brought in one of the papers that came to me from Fort Leonard Wood that came right before my appointment. So I gave her that. She took all the information from there, verified obviously my driver's license and my birth certificate, and then basically said, look at the camera, took the picture, laminated the ID, and then said, you're all set. That is it, you guys. That was it. Hassle-free, hectic-free. It was shocking because the whole thing with Tricare, going through that was crazy, and then having to get your military ID be the most easiest thing in the world, that was great. Let me tell you. But yeah, this is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and did find it informative. I did try to give as much information as possible. You know, this is all new to me, and I am just trying to relay all this message as I learn and go through it on my own right now. If you guys have any questions, please leave it in the comment section. Thank you for watching, and as always, hit the like button. Please consider subscribing, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!